Monkey's dead for a minute and a half.
No buyback.
This must be the end of the game.
Oh.
Chalice really with like 2-3 game-winning moves that have swung this match completely.
Beautiful, actually beautiful. And now they're back to bottom lane. Shaman wards will be online in 1 second. So
They've
they're
given
just
him
gonna drop
Philosopher's
it.
Stone. Monkey King's got Philosopher's Stone. He's 400 gold away from buyback. He's never going to get there in time. Someone needs to go get bounty runes or something. They have to fight. They have to jump with FPZ. He epicenter burrows. They found the Lina. It's a big kill for Boom. Kaka down to FPZ as well. So now it's down to Ghost next Nova. Chalice is BKB'd up and they'll find Scam. Good Supernova Sunray.
He's going for the megas.
Nova, but the mega creeps are potentially coming. Ghost takes down that final building, and Yopachi whiffs out on his blink abilities. Now Chalice with another arena, going to clear them up. A double for X-Nova. FBZ's in a sandstorm, but dead to Ghost.
And Roshan respawned. Like, this is gigantic. Just, I mean, this is why we praised, and the panel also did praise Chalice on the Mars. 70 seconds without sanking. He does have a buyback. They proc the E on this Ghost.
He's got BKB when he comes back up, but they've stunned him perfectly with a cookie. He didn't get BKB off on his full HP, but now he'll go for the TP home, and there's nothing to stop him.
So that's 3 buybacks from Boom. They need to push out the wave. They also like managed to bring down Lina from 100 to 0. No Satanic was used. I remember Somnus Lina getting a rampage, his HP dropping down to 3 HP, and then getting a rampage after that. And there's the Mount Everest you talked about, Gary.
There's the what, sorry?
Mount Everest.
Oh, yeah. Mount Everest at the top, Mariana's Trench down at the bottom. That's a huge swing. And it's just that one move from Chalice starts the ball rolling. And maybe now Boom into the Roche Pit. They can try and terraform the graph and make things come back to flat land. But I think RNG are going to realize this is happening. They've sniffed something out. Roshan isn't going to be a freebie for Boom at all. FBZ has to borrow the illusions, and in comes the Wraith King. Blows up Scammer too. Swift hits. Jackie Boy dead as well. The Monkey King didn't stand a chance. Didn't even get his ulti or BKB off because this Wraith King is pummeling
Chalice.
And Chalice has got Tims in the back lines as well. 2 heroes with buyback for Boom, 2 without. Yopan's the only one alive. TP's back to Fountain to defend the throne as RNG claim that 3rd Roshan of the game, and they're barreling it down mid.
1 versus 5. Let's see how this one goes. I mean, they're just gonna run down mid and they're gonna kill the buildings. Huge mistake there from Jackie to go for the high ground. The rest of the team was not ready because they don't have like any kind of save. Jackie will
try to hold.
back.
Yopan's jumped in. He's used his BKB, but now we see the reign of terror from Somnus's Lina. Jackie's inside his Wukong's command, but GG is already called. No chance of survival, and our victors of the Asian region will be RNG.
Beautifully done. They made a huge comeback on the back of the Chalice. Just beautiful spears. Like, he caught Monkey King 2 times in a row. And also Kaka, after struggling, he finds a nice kill there on Sanking, who did have a buyback but did not want to commit immediately. And overall, RNG looking very hot today.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a struggle, right? Boom were really controlling the game up until that. You know, maybe you could argue mistakes from Jackie, but again, equally on this flip side of the coin, very well played by Chalice to get those catches onto the Monkey King pre-BKB and pre-Wukong's command. And RNG showing they're just that little bit better in this series up against Boom as our series concludes 2-0. And the cost, any more closing remarks, or is it just Chalice?
I mean, the rest of the team also played extremely well. I mean, Kaka, always treat to watch. He's been spamming out his favorite heroes, and Xno with his warding, and also Ghost. Like, very impressed. It's a new guy. They did manage to swap the players. This team looking better than ever, I would say.
Well, a quick break, and the panel will return to break down this 2-0 victory for RNG. So we'll see you then.
lost track of time, don't know how to feel, but I'm not sorry. I'm lost in your eyes, are you even real? But don't you worry, I'm not looking for the one, no, I just wanna have some fun. So let's get drunk tonight, 'cause fuck how we feel. But for now, I won't give it all away, 'cause I don't think I'll stay. to the sea. Baby, I never say, for I will fall into the light. Every time I try to breathe, the moon will rise and carry me, for I have loved and I have died. So I won't hold back, and you should know that was never gone, just have regrets. So I won't go back, oh Lord, guide me to forget the time I lost with no regrets, and the moon shine back again. And the moon shine back again. When I drove down to my base, while I blame the world's neglect, Lord, I shine right back again. So I won't hold back, and you should know that was never gone, just like regrets. So I won't go back, oh Lord, guide me to forget the time I lost with no regrets, and the moon let me forget.
It's hard for me to let go, but I think that I'm finally feeling good again. So hard cause I loved you, but I'm finally feeling like myself. All of the wounds that were opened by you are now closing. I finally know how to live without hurting myself. I think that I am moving on cause I do feel less broken. I needed a sign, this is a sign that I'm healing. I'm finally healing from you. I'm finally healing from you. Come off hardy. I'm just an imperfect person in this imperfect world, but I'm learning my way on it. This maze that I'm running through now, when I think of you, I'm fine. See a picture of you, it would eat me alive. And now when I think of you, I'm fine. And all of the wounds that were opened by you are now closing. finally know how to live without hurting myself. I think that I am moving on, cause I do feel less broken. I needed a sign, and this is the sign that I'm healing.
When the night was closing in, I was alone and so afraid. Couldn't see the light, no. Then my world began to spin. Where's the beginning and where's my omega? Had to make it right. Oh yeah, there's a moment when you know that every teardrop has to go. They be piling up inside. Inside this glow, could this moment be meant to be? twisting tunes and everything you ooze. The tempo of your beat, you bleed a melody. No one can control that old time rock and roll. No rule of gravity. And hey, can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your heart? There's a million different songs that I learned to sing, watching you bloom in the light of the moon. Your loneliness will never be lost on me, so reach out and love and don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Turn up the stereo, the sound is taking hold. You dance like no one sees, in private galaxies. The music of your soul, a symphony composed. Your words are wasted on me. Can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your heart? There's a million different songs that I learned to sing, watching you bloom in the light of the moon. Your loneliness will never be lost on me, so reach out and love, don't be a stranger. Can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your heart? There's a million different songs that I've learned to sing, watching you bloom in the light of the moon. Your loneliness will never be lost on me, so reach out and love and don't be a stranger.
Hey, Mr. Bully, won't you just see right through me? On the dying days when I ask for forgiveness of myself. Hey, Mr. Bully, what'd you think when you pushed me out of my own head where everything made sense? Breathing in the lies that keep me open from the truth that keeps me holding on to your loss. What do you think about me when you destroy what is inside me? I'll carry on. Say it's over when nothing's closer to what you're fighting for. close the chapter where I'm ripping out my pages. stop the fire under my skin, or light the blaze again that stood alive for ages. Breathing in the lies that keep me open, from the truth that keeps me holding on, holding on to your loss. Where do you think you'll find me when you destroy what is inside me? I'll carry on, I'll carry on, I'll carry on, I'll carry on, I'll carry
It's just another doorway to open up and see what kind of lifeline will be waiting there for me. I need to bury all these fears and let them fade away. I'm not scared, I'm prepared to find myself again. I wanna fly over mountains, I wanna reach the end, I'll rise up from the ashes, I wanna burn again. I'll find my way through the bitterness I'm feeling. I won't rest, I won't give up, I'm still healing. I'm still healing. I won't give up, I'm still healing. I fight the pain that I once let kill my vibe. I fear the day that I lose the chance to fight. So I stand up tall, ready to face it all again. And I will not fall, I won't lose again. I wanna fly over mountains, I wanna reach the end, I'll rise up from the ashes, I won't burn again. I'll find my way through the bitterness I'm feeling. I won't rest, I won't give up, I'm still healing.
our parents, yeah, and changed their mind. But you were sweet and looking like you cared, boy, that was hard to find. I caught feelings, how could these feelings? I caught feelings, how could these feelings? I caught feelings, I caught feelings, how could these feelings? I caught feelings, I caught feelings, how could these feelings? Won't leave my mind. When I'm with you, yeah, nothing really matters. Don't need money or time. I got feelings, I got those feelings. I got feelings, I got those feelings. I got feelings, I got feelings, I got these feelings. Those feelings, I got feelings, I got those feelings. These feelings. Shine bright up all night. We're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes. We're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only a day. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold, a mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. Big way when I'm walking, pray when I'm talking this to you. Fight for my ascension, for your ascension, you must prove. 'Cause if you can find it, you don't confine it, you let it move. Make way for the genie, scream for the dream, may come true. Have you ever played with a queen? I can show you what I mean. I can make you feel free. Not till you met me.
It's the calm before the storm. Things aren't as they were before. You best start bracing. Did you think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. It's hard to change it. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Once you shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? Ground beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Once you shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? Back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution.
hype when I aim up. Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate.
What goes up comes back down. What goes out comes around. You're so dumb and reckless. You already reckless. What goes up comes back down. And your day will come around. I don't wanna fix this. You already wrecked this. Forget. What goes up comes back down. What goes out comes around. What goes up comes back down, and your day will come around. Oh no. What goes up comes back down. What goes out comes around. You're so dumb and reckless. You already reckless. What goes up comes back down, and your day will come around. I don't wanna fix this. You already chance to run. Leave behind the said and done. Figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond the shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe. And I guess I could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me. Give it up, baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow of doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me. Feelings, it's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took 'em all and made 'em yours. Didn't know my heartbeat needed skipping out. No, I can't keep score when I lose my breath. Boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh. Magic, no, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took 'em all and made 'em yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed skipping out. No, I can't keep score when I lose my breath. Boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do,
I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Cause you know I get it, not when I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on, get that freaky, freaky on. Getting freaky, get it right, get it right. Get that freaky, freaky on, 챙겨 보고다가 getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on, get that freaky, freaky on. Getting freaky, get it right, get it right. 상관하지 마. I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on, get that freaky, freaky on. I'm getting freaky, get it right, get it right. Get that freaky, freaky on, 챙겨 보고다가 getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on, get that freaky, freaky on. Getting freaky, get it right, get it right. 상관하지 마. Watching you with dark eyes every night, counting up your sins. I keep a list and checking it twice. I know where you've been, I smell the sin, and you're looking nice. You can't bury me. You don't never know. I'm still broken in the gutter. It's just me on my side, but I leave you with the shudder. I got goals you don't wanna know. I got goals you don't wanna grow. Trying to forget I'm in your head, shatter up your spine. Try not to choke, a funny joke when you say you're mine. Lost your control, think you're alone, I'm still in your mind. You can't bury me. You don't never know. I'm still broken in the gutter. It's just me on my side, but I leave you with the shudder.
ghost, you don't wanna know. I got ghosts, you don't wanna know. I got ghosts, you don't wanna know.
I'm sure, especially because they're already taken by other organizations for a lot of the players. So, but in the case of Deboosters, yeah, it's definitely potential there. Can I tangent very randomly back to something you said 5 minutes ago? Yeah, okay. And this is the perfect panel for it. You said plethora. In America, we call it a plethora. What do they do in Australia? Who's right here?
I say plethora. Okay. So
it's probably my pronunciation.
It's trying to be a bit too fancy. You know?
Okay. I just wanted to
like some things I think I have an argument with, like Visage, but that one's probably just me being an idiot. Until recently, I was saying mitigated, and
it's Visage.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah,
that was bad.
Definitely...
I do words for a living. You wouldn't believe it.
No, we all make a couple weird word mistakes. I was just curious. Okay.
Yeah, I think the weirdest one I've ever had, I'd love to hear what yours were, but like mine, when I started casting, I made up a word. It was desperosity, and I don't know where I got that from to this day.
Sounds cool. Sounds fun to say.
Desperation and ferocity.
Yeah, it does sound amazing, but it wasn't a word. Any word that you guys kind of struggled with and got caught out with when you start casting?
I always have to say vague. I like have to think about how to say. Is that the right way? I used to say Vogue sometimes, or like it would get V-A-U-G-E. That one would mess me up sometimes, for sure.
Wait, is it the one V-A-G-U-E?
You see, that's why I mess it up. I don't know.
It is.
Those are the letters. I just don't know the order. Yeah.
Yeah. Just the mental dyslexia coming through there. But also, like, one that I'm getting crucified lately for is Vitoon or Vitoon. I mean, I took Vitoon. I'm saying Vitoon lately just because it was off an interview that took place. It was a Russian interview. Maybe it was just a pronunciation thing, but people seem to say, it's Vitoon. I was like, well, look at the interview and see what you think. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's always one of those things you have to get clarification from the players more than anything, right? Like I remember with like on the Tundra perspective, like Skitter, Skeeter, Skiter, I think I heard at one stage in the early days. And until you get them in an interview, you can't even get clarification on this stuff because what you're going to type to them and get weird responses that just don't make sense.
We asked in DPC about how to pronounce Costabile, and I think he said one that we didn't expect. I think he said Costabilly. It was something like that. I was like, what? Like that's really? That's what I remember off the top of my head. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just further making that one hard to pronounce, but yeah.
Well, luckily we don't have to worry about that here. Like look at the names like Habu, Stormstormer, Naz, Devil. Actually, there was some confusion with Naz because some people kept hearing Nahaz in the cars. I think that was just them wishing we could have good old Alan back with us. A big shout out to him.
He's not that good at Dota. It's
I mean, that would have been
they're
impressive.
just confused.
Like just doing it in reverse, right? Starting off on the panel and making your way into the pro lobbies. Not quite the way that most people do it, but
Some do, yeah.
You got to find the backdoor way in, you know?
work in reverse. I like it. All right, I'm liking the idea of these teams though. Like we've seen a preview, we've seen a kind of a taste of what they can do. Like where is our big focus when we're looking at the two sides here? Like who's the star player that we're expecting, say, 01 Esports to be playing around?
Probably Stormstormer is the most obvious one. I think his games are generally he plays very good no matter what, but he might need a little bit of coverage. Or I don't know, it feels like he can carry his team even if they're being a little heavy, but he does need his team to, at times pull up slack and cover him and keep him alive. But they do a really good job playing around each other, I think. So he's definitely the one to watch.
And he already is in the draft.
They're going to expand the first phase ban on the Invoker, right? That's something that you always need to consider.
Yeah, open it up. I'm wondering if we're going to see something like the Phonic Timbersaw banned out in these early phases as well. It seems like a pattern. Wasn't this where we were seeing the very odd Enigma ban as well in the first phase?
Specifically against Nas, I think was the case. So yeah, just wanting to take that away from them. Like we're seeing a fair few micro heroes slip on through. I think we're probably going to see 01 Esports. I don't think you need to ban out the Timber and the Underlord just yet, but I think if they can get through this next phase of bans and do it then, I think it's going to be giving them a pretty good shot.
The ultra safe Bane opener. Every team can play it. It's good at laning. The only thing it's bad against is illusion heroes, basically. Push. But that's really safe in the current patch. I gotta say, and seeing CK ban in the first phase makes me feel comforted. I feel like this is the right thing to do as time goes on.
I'm seeing push purge. Surely they're going to pick the Mars against this, right? Just to have some sort of slowdown for the Lycan. Honestly, might even snag the Underlord potentially, but I feel like it's a little bit too slow potentially to lock down the Lycan coming through there.
Yeah, that's a good point. His timing is definitely higher than Underlord wants. Underlord wants a slow, first 10 minutes, basically. That way he can have enough points in Pit of Malice while also still having aura levels. And yeah, Lycan kind of just dives and says, too bad, you got to deal with me right now.
Wonder if they go something like the Grimstroke for this, because I feel like if they don't, I would honestly give it to 01 to potentially pick up the Grim for themselves, even if they run Shadow Shaman 4 or actually just run the Grim wherever the Lycan is, right? Because it gives the lane a stun if you just have a Grimstroke there. Inkswell one of the Wolves, and then you've actually got some kill potential for the lane to accelerate your timings even further. It's something that Lilgun, a Mongolian team in the Chinese/C/European region, do a fair amount.
That's every region. You didn't say NA or SA, though.
You step in a few.
They just play in tournaments across all three regions. That's why I'm saying it.
Okay, I was very confused.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And they go for an Ember Spirit to start things off. So lots of physical damage. This could give them some counter push if they want to buy a Maelstrom. Doubt they'll go the Battle Fairy build, but that is one option. It's also going to allow them to initiate a follow-up on their enemies. Won't have to necessarily pick a Storm Spirit to do this. So it could work.
I think they go Coddle for this on Deboosters if they get the opportunity to. I just think you need something to be able to slow down the game a little bit, right? You can also buff up the Ember Spirit with the extra Chakra Magic, just sliding much more often. I feel like it wouldn't be terrible. Even just the blind, right, against the Lycan if he tries to run in onto your Bane.
Yeah, that's true. That it does cover both bases, certainly. Maybe it depends on the laning stage a bit or whatever other heroes they want to pick. But yeah, it's definitely something that's going to be in their mind. They do ban out Underlord. Definitely would have been a problem to deal with. Maybe not perfect timing against the Lycan, but in mid and late game, absolutely would have been great. And maybe a little hard to pressure for a Shaman too in some ways, because he could always generally just turn and go for the kill.
I think that was the final piece to this draft that 01 Esports are doing last time, right? They whipped out the Underlord, the OD rather, and they basically just had him scale up in the late game. So kind of curious to see if 01 Esports is going to follow the similar script. I believe last time they done this draft, it was a Mars that they got to follow up with.
On 01 or on Deboosters?
01. So they done the Mars, that game that I'm referencing. It was the Lycan Shaman opening. Then I believe it was Mars, Bane, and then they rounded out with
they did They did Mars and Bane first phase, then they did
Yes.
Lycan their next pick.
Yes,
So it's
that's right.
sort of backwards.
Where did they play the Mars? Do you remember?
I
Did,
think
right?
Safe lane?
Was it
Yeah, it
safe?
was
I think it was safe lane.
Yeah, safe, yeah.
it was safe.
Yeah, because Nas definitely was playing the Lycan, and I was like, really, Mars, but Lycan was in the pool. So, yeah, I like the bans coming through. They're basically just trying to stop all the mass push that's coming through from Deboosters. You know, you're not going to have an Enigma with the Eidolons. You're not going to have a Meteor Hammer builder. Lena gets active really early on. It's just solid, right? They're trying to slow the game down as much as possible. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go super defensive, but, you know, just gives them the option.
Yeah, and I also thought that they were going to build Meteor Hammer at times on OD, but every single time that he's played it so far, he just goes Magus and Ags, and then he just uses that save to basically elongate fights, cover his allies, and really undermine a lot of the disables that enemies are putting out. And against Bane, it's perfect as well. Banish whichever guy gets gripped if possible. Things like that could be really nice. And then banning Lena so that they don't get punished as much on the Ember Spirit, especially because his level 1, level 2, level 3 are a little bit weaker with Sleight of Fist.
And, you know, just Nabadan against the Bane offer a very similar sort of thing, right? You don't even need to rely on the Astral Imprisonment anymore if you've just got another sort of way to save. So, yep, don't hate this by 0-1. Even if you take a successful team fight with 1 point in Curse of Avernus, you can easily just continue that push on forward. It doesn't... I mean, you can Roche, but it feels like they just want to be using their Mass Serpent Wards onto towers as much as possible, right? Like, they have nothing that really loves having the Aegis right now on 0-1.
Yeah, I feel like they're better off taking outer tower advantages, constricting the map a little bit, and then maybe getting a pick and taking Roche instead. They can definitely pressure in that way, I think, a little bit more variably, which is good. Dark Willow going to be picked by Deboosters. Were they the guys that played it? Yes, yeah, they did play it twice, I think, in their last match.
Of the Willow Mars.
Yes, that was the game where there was a lot of panic, followed by an ultimate that hit nobody from the Willow. So fingers crossed for his sake that doesn't happen again. But it looks like they're getting the Mars this time.
Yeah, it's arguably very good against Lycan, better against him than other heroes, right? Because it's AoE, it's going to catch him and his summons, and they're going to zip away at full speed, which is a lot better than a normal hero running away with Terrorize. So
Wow. What?
Look at this early game, man. Oh.
it got banned against him often, right? I think usually first phase, sometimes second. So probably Stormstorm going to be playing that in the mid lane.
This
I
is a
know it
lot.
has the danger of getting run at. I kind of want to see them pick up something like a Luna, you know, something that is able to use the bounce to be able to deal with a lot of these creeps, but you need farm, of course. That's the downside to it. It just puts a lot of pressure onto, of course, the Mars just to be able to stop a lot of that early aggression, but in terms of being able to get rid of those Gravekeeper's Cloak stacks, deal damage to familiars, it's pretty decent against the Visage.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. You know what spells kind of good this game is Acid Spray, but it's attached to a really shit hero. It needs something like that. The Deuce obviously would work too, but it was banned first phase. They do ban the Luna. Very good call there. Yeah, they need the ability to hit a lot of things. Some kind of AoE would help solve things. Acid Spray is real sick with God's Rebuke, I gotta say. There's no way it's good. He's just gonna get ran at.
Could they Sven? You think a Sven's decent here, just to be able to cleave down everything? It's not great against the Serpent Wards for sure, and I feel like that's why the PL was banned.
Sven Shard is pretty freaking sick this game too. It just got buffed. 7 AoE armor to your team. Enemy lineup is literally all physical damage right now, with the exception of Soul Assumption nukes and Ether Shock. And watch out, that Aphotic Shield's going to do 200 AoE damage. But other than that, it's all physical right now, so I don't know. I do like the idea of a Sven. I think that's a cool idea.
Give me this Sven, come on.
They're banning all the illusion
I mean,
heroes.
the Bane needs it, that's for sure. Yeah. This seems like a replay of some of the drafts that we saw the other day, right? Just pure single target, ban out the illusion heroes, good to go.
Yeah, because they just have bad ways to deal with the illusions form at this point. It's the downside. They have lots of little summons to attack a single target, but they don't have much AoE as a result. It's the nature of those heroes usually.
I mean, the other two like heroes that are good against Visage and Myers are like Doom and Phoenix, but they're not exactly great this game. You're just going to get run over before you hit your timings. It doesn't really fit into the draft either.
But like
I want the Sven
Bristleback
there.
carry.
Oh yeah, wouldn't be terrible.
It's like AoE physical damage. He's tanky. There's another high illusion-ish hero that's okay against
High armor.
pushes. And Reflection's really good against death push line because one of them's they're gonna have auras, whether it's Drum, Helm of the Overlord, AC. These are great things to reflect for your team actually. So I think TB makes a lot of sense too. They're probably safer than Sven.
Wouldn't have hated the gyro either, just for the flak cannon. Plus, they're going to be running into you, so cooldown's kind of nice. But yeah, TB's fine. Now the question is, what are they going to do to counter it? I'm assuming it's going to be the safe lane that they've still got remaining. PL's gone. Deuce is gone.
Something like a drow feel good here, or just a little bit too exposed?
I mean, the old Visage drow strat, do you think that could come back? What are we, 5 years ago?
It does not work the same, unfortunately, because the bats do
yeah.
not have agility, so you do not get the same bonus.
It's good against the TB, right? In that specific matchup.
Yes, it's definitely good against killing TB, but I just feel like against Bane, Ember, Mars, you're just going to get disabled or ran at and spend a lot of the... I mean, your team is good at running at your opponents, so usually that will give some more space for a hero like Drow, but I could also see Drow just get picked off across the map. But
What about like a
it could
Nature's
work.
Prophet? Just more like... More
Even
all-in
more?
spam and push.
I actually
not?
think it's okay because their AoE or their AoE solutions are still not that incredible. With the TB pick didn't really solve the mass summon type stuff. Instead, they're going to go for a Morphling. Individually survivable, semi low chance that he gets killed unless he gets like low HP chain stun from Mars and Bane or Mars and Willow. Gives solo kill
Ripped
potential.
from fog.
Yeah, exactly. He can burst down TB, certainly, if he goes like an E-Blade combo. And TB actually is going to have really high agility, so E-Blade will be better than most heroes. So, yeah, I kind of like it.
Who we lean towards here, boys?
Deathball versus please don't kill me before we can get our items. I really like the Mars, I really like the Willow, I really like the Ember Spirit, but I'm not as sold on the Bane and TB to be able to deal with this.
Yeah, I really like the Morphling pick. I think it was excellent in this game circumstance, and it's going to work great with the Vlad's auras and the other stuff provided. So I think I like, was it 0-1 Esports? I think I like their lineup better.
All right, well, we've got our assessment of the situation. Now it's time to get down to the action. The finals here to decide who will head through to that Riyadh line. Let's throw it across to our casting duo, Jenkins and Beacop.
Thank you very much, guys. And this should line up to be a good series. Hopefully a great game. This is the only series between the two teams that has gone 3 games throughout this entire MENA region. So I'm always excited for more Dota. Always excited to see Nas back on a micro hero. It's what he does best. So we'll see if he can do it this time with the Lycan, or if the TB is going to be too much for him to handle and the rest of the team. But it is, again, that battle of the MENA region Saudi Arabian team giants that are towards the top in the Saudi E-League all the time. So always a fun matchup.
Yeah, these are the big boys. We have some staple heroes on our characters, and also interesting drafts. Morphling used to be traditionally considered to be like a counter to Terrorblade, but I do feel like in practice, I mean, it's pleb. It is. Oh no, it's Habu actually. What am I talking about? For some reason, I just see Morphling and I think of pleb. He's on the other side. He's the countered guy, but Morphling actually has a negative win rate versus TB. Like, even though you can steal him and get the meta, and you're like arguably a better version of the TB, I feel like the timings just align that like TB gets a Scotty and can oftentimes pretty easily kill a Morphling. So yeah, he's got that negative win rate. A lot of Death Ball on one side. All of the auras, like Purge was saying, will be reflected. Lycan has one of the lowest win rates versus the Terrorblade. It's like the 3rd best carry in the game versus the TB. And the reason for that is because you reflect and you get the Feral Impulse, which gives you a shitload of bonus damage to your Metamorphosis, because that's all base damage. It's very good in lane against the Lycan too, actually. You're just a super high armor hero. The Wolves never do anything. I have to restart, by the way, because I'm getting that replay bug.
Which one? There's like 100.
The one where I can't see fog because I was watching a replay right before this.
Putting in the research and the effort. You're fine. We just went to a pause. You're good.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. right, did that work? That worked. We're good. Okay.
Habu said waiting for Jenkins. Can't
Oh,
play
my
without him
boy.
watching my great play.
My boy. I mistook him for a little pleb already, so I appreciate that he's forgiven me for that. But I do see the Morphling, and I think, like, oh man, pleb's the only guy who wants to play this. But no, Habu, he'll be playing the Morphling. We've been seeing him playing a lot of like Mars carry in this tournament. He's more of a like an offlane style carry, which is a little weird, but I suppose less weird these days.
He's also enjoyed a lot of CK as well.
Yeah, another offlane style carry.
Loves that hero.
It seems like the offlane role is spilling over into basically all of the others, which is something. What does that say about the offlane heroes? Yeah. I mean, more fighting. That is like the fighting heroes that need a little less farm and kind of just XP, so you can run around and, you know, do ape Dota, which is more, which is fun.
Well, I guess
I'm
for
down for it.
offlane heroes, like, it's a promotion, right? Like, for how long was the offlane just like the auto lose lane where you just survive or you don't do anything? And now all these
true.
offlane heroes get to be carries as well. I mean, they're getting the promotion supports wish they could have, and only Xingqiu can pull off being a carry from a different position.
Yeah. Although when you do get to the like very late game, I do feel like supports these days are very powerful. Like Bane, you have these two illusions that are fiends gripping for you, and like 50-second cooldown ultimate. Abaddon. Well, maybe he's the one support that doesn't get that much more interesting as the game progresses. But most supports are doing like crazy shit in the late game.
3 minutes into the game, did you get my Aphotic Shield? 25 minutes into the game, did you get my Aphotic Shield? Cool.
He's a purge. He's gonna be a purge for not the guy that was on the panel.
Gonna go down to pleb for first blood, and the wolves will chase P1, but I don't think they have the damage to get the kill. And the right clicks from pleb, Nas has to just run back to the tower. So
And the high five. I love it.
I have a question after we see that Fishman has died here to Funnick. You're talking about how the Feral Impulse could just be reflected back, right, by the TB. Is there any thought that, well, it's too late now, would you have maybe wanted to see the lanes swap a little bit?
It's a little weird because I feel like then you're laning a Lycan into a Mars, and the Mars can just cleave the wolves with God's Rebuke, so it's not exactly a good lane. And then you're aggroing with the Morphling too, which the draft just doesn't allow for it, sadly. Which is what makes the TB a really good pick, for sure. Obviously, the Morphling comes out afterwards, but yeah, it's not that bad of a lane. It's just something that like TB can be left alone and he'll farm, but you're not gonna destroy a Lycan in the lane. It's more so like in the game is when TB really enjoys playing against a Lycan. Like he'll kill your whole team. You're not gonna kill the Lycan, but you will kill your whole team, kill the whole enemy team because of that aura. But the Lycan can just run away from you.
So I have to watch that matchup and watch how TB does as time goes by, because there's a lot of times where TB just gets forced back into the jungle. And if it's going to be an open lane like this, that might not be the case immediately or as soon as what we normally see, where pleb can just kind of have a free time here. And that's what he's doing right now. He's 19-3. He's CSing real well. And he doesn't really feel too pressured from Devil and Nas. Like, they're not really able to put on any onslaught towards pleb.
No. The pressure will come from when Stormer feels like rotating towards the bot lane. And level 6 is probably a decent timing for that. You would hope that he has at least 1 point in Soul Assumption if he's going to go to a Terrorblades lane, which he does not skill. He goes for Grave Chill. So that makes me feel like Stormer is going to spend a lot more time just kind of sitting mid with the familiars and not rotating. And instead, like, play to Death Ball around, like, maybe the 10-minute mark rather than like on the 6-minute rune. That'll give time for Lycan to get his Helm Dom too.
Right. That's what I was going to ask. Like, what's the creation of this Death Ball? Like, what does everybody need on the side of 01 to really get that ball going? And it's Helm.
Probably Serpent Ward's Helm, Visage Birds, and maybe a couple of small items on Visage, boots, Null Tally. He probably won't have the full Orchid by then, but he'll have a couple of the components to it. But definitely the Serpent Wards and the Helm Bomb.
And with those Serpent Wards, we've seen how strong this Shadow Shaman can be. You have a lot more options. It's not just drop them down for the tower or anything like that. Obviously, kills as well, but there is also the option for Roche if you get there. Nas getting chased back by the TB, and they've got the Nightmare. P1 lands it. They just need a couple more right clicks to get this kill, and Nas just dying on the last one from Pleb as P1 goes under the tower, but they've got the Shackle. The Wolves are hitting. They're trying to take out this TB and find the vision to stick with him, and they'll take out the TB. Now the Hex is out on the P1.
Damn.
With the Ether Shock, it's a double kill for this Shadow Shaman.
Man, he hits hard. That TB has 17 armor, and he still died from like 5 to 10% HP and one Shadow Shaman right click, just showing you how powerful that hero's right clicks are. I can't ignore the fact that there was an illusion clarity in that fight. I was very, very confused when the camera goes by and the illusion is clarity. Look at that. I was trying to think, is there some sort of play happening there? But I think it was just
the real one. Come on. Like, it's obvious. He's getting clarity. There must be the real one.
We promise. We promise. Go, please go on that one. No, he's the Lycan, the wolf blocks, very nice. Not easy to block with those. They have a much smaller hitbox than like Treants, for example, or you know, a hero. So that's yeah, hard to block with those. You have to be pretty precise.
There have been quite a few of those clarity to illusion type moments throughout this event, and I swear you're always like, can we get a replay of that? And they're right on it with exactly what we want. It's like, did you just see that one little thing? You tangled this or did that one thing, and it's just like, yep, there it is, replay on it.
You know, it's all these Herald reviews that I do, dude. I can't get over the goofy plays in Dota. There's just so many goofy plays you can make in this game. It's what, you know, it's my favorite part of Dota, and you see it happen at all levels too. That's the magic of it, is that stuff happens like to everybody.
So what you're telling me is it's the Herald reviews that you're watching that allow you to point out these moments in the Immortal gameplay, but basically they're just an upgraded Herald anyway. Immortal's just a name. Everybody's just a Herald. It just matters what level Herald you are.
Yeah, we are all Herald at heart, you know?
I love it. We're definitely all very close in skill. This isn't me trying to, you know, tighten the gap.
As he huffs.
This is working, right, guys?
Damn, dude, Stormstormer's actually just soloing this tower 1v2 because Gravekeepers is just keeping him alive. Like, he's not able to get harassed out at all by Evo. Steve was He was very confident in this build. I thought that maybe he'd go 2 points in Soul Assumption so he could start running around, because I thought maybe Ember's pretty good against Visage because you can peel off the Gravekeepers, but like, this is clearly a matchup that Stormstormer's played a decent chunk of times, because he knows he can just sit here and chip away at the tower. And sitting in a lane versus an Ember, I mean, this is one of the worst things you can do in general. Like, you really have to know that you can get away with this, because that is precisely what people don't do versus Ember, because he just sits there and chips you on a 6-second cooldown with Sleight of Fist and you have to leave. So Stormstormer, he just knows the math on it.
It's almost like Stormstormer's doing it the other way around, right? Where Ember wants to chip you down. Stormstormer's kind of doing the same thing, constantly throwing the Grave Chill onto Evo, constantly harassing him with the familiars. Yeah, you're gonna chip me down a little bit, but I'm coming for you. And they've also tried to stun him up a couple times. They've got the arena down over bottom. They'll go for the Lycan. They've landed the stun. They'll get the kill on a Nas. Pleb gets credit for that, and they'll look for more. The Brambles locking up Devil. They've also got the Cursed Crown, and that crown, well, when it falls off your head, you end up getting stunned up right into a Nightmare. It sounds like the worst day. Devil will get killed off by P1, and it's 2 kills over bottom for the side of the Boosters.
This does leave Habu completely free farm top, though, is the problem with that rotation. I mean, you killed 2 heroes, so obviously you're cool with that. But Yeah, Habu's free farming, and Stormstormer also takes the mid lane tower while that's happening, because you make a 4 heroes bot, and it's just the Ember desperately trying to protect his mid tower. So I don't know. I feel like if you're 0-1, you're pretty cool with that for how that went. You're like, oh my god, we're getting quad laned. Cool. Quad laned when you're the one that's supposed to be countered in that lane, right? It's TB versus Lycan.
So it shouldn't take all 4 heroes coming down like that and making that.
Yeah. Maybe that's my offlane copium, though, coming out, is that, like, if that happens to me in a pub, I'm sitting there thinking, like, well, that was an over-rotation. I don't care. Like, you counterpick me, and then my mid takes your tower, and then I'm taking your tower just a second later anyway. Like, I don't care, you know?
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
While this is all kind of going on, while you got that quad laning down over bottom, you've of course alluded to Habu just getting a little bit of free farm, but he's still 1100 gold behind this Terrorblade, who had a great time in lane, and he's getting a top tier 1. Not by himself, Funix right there, but for the most part he did all the damage. Carry putting in the work, and the boosters. Now the net worth lead is owned technically by 0-1, but at the same time, with TB leading by so much and having a Mars not too far behind, you do feel pretty confident in the tools you have, especially with what they showed over bottom when they used that arena.
Yeah, for sure.
Towards the triangle and then back up to their end, a very preemptive arena. And that is an interesting move, as Nas is going to go into the ulti. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains coming through out onto the Abaddon. He's got the Aphotic Shield. Devil not hit by that spear. A couple botched abilities here by Funnick. The Terrorize lands on it too, but not still hitting it onto Evo.